Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1960 Hermes 3000 vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Made in Switzerland, and this is the first generation out of the three. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. This is the paper support arm that flips up from the back. And this is the paper bail that sits on top. It's got two adjustable rollers, a scale and the margin indicator in red. So wherever that red is where that margin will stop on either side. And to set the margins, it has lightning margins. So this little switch will send the margin to wherever you are on the platen. So say you want the margin right there, you just flip this switch, it will send the margin to that spot. If you want it closer to the edge, you just hold the switch and push it to where you want it and then let it go. I want it right on the edge. And on the right side, it's the same thing. I want the margin, so I'm gonna hold the carriage release. I want it on the edge, so I push the carriage release and the lightning margin at the same time, let it go at the edge. And if you want it closer to the middle, then you just put the cursor where you want it and then just flip that switch and it sends it to that spot. Very easy, but not traditional. Most typewriters don't have margins like that. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. Hit this line space, get you back at the beginning, and skips 1, 1.5, or 2 spaces. Right now we have it on single, but if you want 1.5, you just flip the switch down. It skips 1.5. One more, it skips 2. We're going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line and switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side here. Flip that all the way down to that red indicator. It prints the bottom portion of the ribbon. When you have it on the yellow indicator, it prints right down the middle. So on this ribbon, it would be black and red mix with black on top, red on bottom. When it's on the blue indicator, it prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black. When you have it on the silver indicator, it doesn't print any ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. So on this machine, you can actually triple use the ribbon if you have a solid black ribbon by using all the blue, all the red, and all the yellow. So that would be top, bottom, and middle. So you get 3 uses instead of just 2. So, but anyway, on this next line, I'm going to type a sentence. Beautiful type machine. This is the best typewriter of all time, also known as the Bentley of typewriters. Print looks perfect. It has Elite, so it might be bunched up a little bit because of the paper bail, the way it's just positioned. It has, not Elite, it has Techno, Pica font, or Pica, however you pronounce that. I don't know, I just read that. I've never heard that word spoken in real life. So I guess it's pronounced Pica, but anyway, it's a unique font. It's got like a squared off almost, not traditional. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side here. You flip it forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easier or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page or else it won't load correctly. We're going to flip this down and flip that down and put the color back to black. Got a shift on each side and a shift lock on the left to clear that. Just hit the shift button again. Backspace on the left side. So the difference between the 3 generations, this is more rounded metal. And then you have the next generation, which is more squared off metal. And you have the 3rd generation, which is squared off in plastic. And it looks more like an 80s retro VCR or something like that. They all have this pretty much the same exact internal components, so they all work almost exactly the same, just out shell is different on all 3. I think you can swap the carriage. The knobs are different on this one than the 2 and the 3 generations, but you could swap the carriages on all 3, I believe. Okay, so we got the backspace. This is your tab setting function. So right now we have tabs set on 10 space intervals, so I'm going to clear all of them by hitting this button with the 3 lines. That's an all tab clear button. So now we don't have any tabs set. I always like to keep one set somewhere in the middle so that way when you hit the tab button, it doesn't go slamming all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on your typewriter. By hitting that plus sign, and it stops at that spot, you can set as many tabs as you want on this model. This key with the arrows going in each direction is the margin release. When you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from printing. Hit that margin release, it doesn't allow you to go all the way to the end. This also has a unique key. It's got the SS key. So I believe that's in different languages, but also in legal documents, law documents maybe. That's the only unique symbol. The rest is just regular English, American English with the American sign, money sign. Pop the hood open from the back like that, and it hooks in from the front. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the left, so it's pulling clockwise to the right. If you want to switch direction, you just flip the ribbon guide here to the opposite direction, and it'll pull kind of clockwise to the left. This will automatically switch when it gets to the end of the ribbon. If you have eyelets or a knot on the end, it pulls it as it gets close to that end section, and it will start pulling to that side. So indefinitely will continue to use your ribbon. This hooks in from the front first by going down like that, and it just pops back on the back. This is your touch control. The higher up you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. You do have to hit them a little bit harder for them to print, but they respond faster, so you just want to play with that to gauge which you prefer. I'm going to move that back to black. That just moved up when I removed the top. On the right side of the carriage is the carriage release. We've already done this. This green button is the carriage release. This top button is the paper release. And this side button here is the lightning margin. And this underneath, all the way underneath, is the carriage lock. So you push it down, it releases the carriage and locks it in the middle. So when you have it in the case, it doesn't bang around, causing potential damage to your escapement. And this is the lid that goes on top. This just locks on, and it's got 2 brushes inside. Left side of the carriage, same exact as the right. So to unlock the carriage, you just want to push the carriage to the right while you have this down, and then it just unlocks it. And if you pull the knob out, it disables the spacing when you get to, so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You push it in, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is a half a space. Same concept when you move the line space indicator all the way back to the dot. It disables the spacing. You put it on the 1, you get the clicks. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.